The soldiers lay densely on the ground. They weren't resting, they were trying to shoot down the planes in the sky. Just a moment ago, the Japanese troops launched an attack on our position. A large group of Japanese soldiers were crossing the river by boat, planning a surprise attack. But they didn't know that the men had already stationed troops along the riverbank. As the Japanese soldiers crossed the river, one of our soldiers shouted an order, telling everyone to get ready. The soldiers raised their rifles and waited for the Japanese troops to come within range. The Japanese thought they could catch us off guard, but as soon as they landed, they were thrown into disarray by the soldiers lying in ambush. After the first shot was fired, the soldiers began firing at the Japanese troops, who tried to keep advancing but were just getting themselves killed. The sounds of gunfire and explosions were mixed with the screams of the Japanese soldiers. Then, the Japanese troops sent out planes. A lot of bombs rained down from the sky, creating countless craters on our position. Although the soldiers fought desperately, they gradually started to lose ground under the bombardment. When the men learned that the Japanese had deployed planes, they rushed to the front line to find a solution. After carefully observing, they noticed that the Japanese planes were slow and had thin armor. Looking at the map, the men discovered a hill. After dropping their bombs, the Japanese planes would pull up before this hill, getting very close to the ground. At that moment, the soldiers could shoot the planes down with their rifles. The soldiers quickly led hundreds of men to the hill. After finding the right spot, they all lay down on the ground and waited quietly for the planes to come. In a short while, more than 10 planes flew over from the horizon. As soon as they saw this, the soldiers quickly got into position and aimed their rifles. With a command, hundreds of rifles fired at the planes in the sky. The Japanese troops never expected an attack here and tried to pull up their planes to avoid the bullets. But under the intense fire from the soldiers, one plane was quickly hit. Its engine crashed into the hillside the next second. The soldiers cheered when they saw this. The Japanese troops, still not giving up, launched another charge. But without air support from the planes, they were no match for the soldiers. At this moment, the Japanese officer in charge didn't know that the surprise attack had failed. He was proudly boasting to his aide, saying he would capture the entire Heilongjiang region. When he received the report of the failed attack, his face fell. He sternly ordered his aide to capture the defensive line, or else they would have to face the emperor. Did you learn how to shoot down planes like the men did?